What's going on? It's your guy, Adrian Travelmatic, back to you with another great live stream. And I have my co-host, the wonderful.
Tiffany Sports and Hills. How y'all doing, everybody? Good
There
evening.
we go. Happy Valentine's
Happy
Day. Man.
Valentine's Day.
Awesome. How is your Valentine's going?
I don't have any complaints about Valentine's Day today.
You didn't no complaints? You usually had complaints before?
No, that's just me saying I had a decent Valentine's Day. No complaints. It's a Monday, so I mean, you work. Super Bowl parties last night, so still recuperating from.
Oh yes, we didn't even have talks about well, we don't need to talk about that because I mean you was rooting for one team to lose, but that
Yeah.
wasn't the case. So glad they didn't run you out of Cincinnati. Seems like you're still there. But
Nope, they unfortunately lost. And that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. I'm a Ravens fan for those out there. I'm not a Cincinnati Bengals fan. However, I am born and raised in Cincinnati. So um, there was me hoping that it would be great for the city if they actually won the championship this year. But maybe next time.
definitely we had your guy Mo Cheese come in and wipe his feet off and said, "Hey,
Okay.
yes, sir,
How you
Mo,
doing,
let's get
Mo?
you on the show, man." Old Two Live Stews. What's the other little one they had? The group
X X
X Squad.
Squad.
Yeah,
Yep,
X
X
Squad.
Squad. Shout out to X Squad.
All those groups
Yeah,
that
shout out to
branched
Built
off.
for This Network. Shout out to uh, it's a bunch of networks, right? A bunch of those guys.
Right. Well, we got this show here, which is I love why I love working remote and why you should too, because we enjoying it. Tiffany and myself, we are enjoying it. Um, and we're going to talk more in depth on why you should subscribe to this channel. Check our content out with this remote working. We're trying to get you to where you want to be in the house, on the beach, wherever, in a hotel, on a boat if they got remote. I mean, they have Wi-Fi.
Right. Out building the life that you envision for yourself. That's
Yes,
what
on
you'll
a
be out doing.
cruise, wherever, man. You can do it with you remote working. Like I was saying today, when I went to go wash clothes at this laundromat, and I sent Tiffany this picture of this lady. I knew she was working because she had that laptop bag down there, and she had that laptop on her shoulder, and she was waiting for her clothes to get finished washing. And I was like, yeah,
Mhm.
she taking advantage of that remote working,
Yep.
doing some loads.
I've
But
I've uh I've run many of errands. I remember one time I was driving out of town on a Friday. And I hooked my laptop up to my phone and I drove to Columbus, which is probably 2-hour drive, and stopped various points and took calls when I needed to on the way to do whatever I was going to do in Columbus that weekend. So it gives you the flexibility to do that.
man, I done heard people in remote working where they remote and they'll be in a conference call and it'll be like, John, what do you think about John? All I think you hear is a car going by, hear somebody honking the horn, like, John, where you at, man?
I'm guilty of that. Or one of my favorite things to do when it gets a little warmer outside is go to a coffee shop that has outdoor seating. So I'll work from my home office in the morning, and maybe in the afternoon I'll work from if I have a little less meetings, and just busy work. Then I'll work from a coffee shop. So
Yeah,
you really get to build kind of you know take the monotony out of what work is we're told we have to do for work.
yeah, I miss those days where I could just go to a coffee shop and work. I can't do that too much right now because I'm leading a lot of calls,
Yeah,
so I can't. Which they always say, just mute your phone, but I just, I ain't gonna do it. But
yeah.
Because Starbucks always had that music playing. I just be like, man,
I don't go to Starbucks. Little tip, mom and pop, or it's Black
some,
History Month, so happy Black History Month. Usually, typically, Black-owned coffee shops don't play music all day during the daytime hours. They kind of want you to come there and work and order food. So try to find a smaller mom and pop, non-franchise coffee shops to do some of that remote work, especially if you're just listening. Um, and to be honest with you, I've yet to be on a call with, for anything, any meeting, and not hear background noise of kids playing in the background or the dog barking, um, or the television on. So I don't think the noise from a coffee shop would be that much of a difference from your home, unless
man,
you're in a quiet home.
they can hear on my. See, I have a mic on my laptop. I have a USB mic plugged into my laptop that's very sensitive. It picks up a lot of
Yeah,
noise.
so when I work remote and I'm out in public, I always wear my headset. I don't want them saying, I'm privy to certain information, so I don't want them hearing what my conversation is about, other than what I'm saying. So I that's why I use a headset.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't use a headset with mine because I mean I could, but I haven't bought a headset. And I don't like having. I feel like I'm back in my call center day. That I got traumatized from that, man. No more headset, man.
Yeah, I don't.
I can't
It's
do
for
no
me.
more.
It's just about convenience.
No, I can't do
I
it.
really want to be able to work from anywhere. So
Man, I put that headset on and be like, thank you for calling Sprint. This is Adrian's dedicated support. Oh shoot, man. Yeah, I'm telling you, boy, them call centers will traumatize you,
it
man.
sounds like you need to heal from some of that trauma. You're missing out on opportunities because you only want to work from quiet locations.
Nah, I can't. I mean, I can't. I mean, just distractions and all that stuff. But I'm cool. But we can go into housekeeping right now,
Yeah.
and we can talk about some things that I'll be doing. Talking about being around people, I'm gonna be around some Puerto Ricans in Puerto Rico tomorrow. So
What part of Puerto Rico are you going to?
San Juan, like
San Juan, Puerto Rico?
yep, San Juan, Puerto Rico, and I
Puerto
am
Rico?
going to work. I'm going into work. That's why I love remote working. I can just work from anywhere in the world. Just work. I'm gonna do a
Yep.
little vacation too. I'm gonna do a little sightseeing excursions, but um, a good probably a good 60% of it is gonna be working. Um, so
Yeah,
relax.
I'll be in Cleveland, Ohio on Thursday. So I will be working remotely as well. I will be there because the NBA All-Star Weekend is actually in Cleveland. So I'll be there from Thursday to Monday, kind of taking in the festivities, but also I have to work. So um, I'll take off for the 4-hour ride there, maybe listen to some calls. I won't have to lead anything, but yeah, I'll be working Friday and Monday, both, from Cleveland.
Mm, okay. I was wondering if you figured out how you was gonna do that, but that's good. That's good. That's good. Yeah, I'm gonna be in Puerto Rico until Wednesday of next week. Yeah, somewhere around Wednesday or something like that. Caught some cool little flights where I don't have to really take off. Um,
6 a.m. flight.
no, I'm gonna leave a little early, like 2 hours early tomorrow. I got a 7:25 flight,
Oh, okay. You got the evening flight.
and then they have like a super red eye coming back 1 o'clock in the morning, um, and I get in Atlanta at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock a.m.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'll come to the house and probably close my eyes for a little bit and jump on a call at Ooh, when did I have that call? I may have an 8 a.m. call that day. Ooh. But yeah. Sleep on the plane, as I always say. Shit, I don't need to sleep. Sleep on the plane. That's what the plane's for, to sleep. So yeah, anything else? Oh, I got something else too.
What?
Um I passed my safe
Oh,
certification.
good. Good for you. So
Yes.
now you're officially a safe certified agilist.
Yes. I passed that, and I was glad I got that off my plate.
How easy was it?
Um see, I don't know. Do you know what series you took? Did you take the safe, because this safe 5.0 I think is like a new I think it's newer than the one you took.
I'll tell you which one I took. I just have to look at my.
This one is somewhat tied around virtual teams or something, from what it was, how it was presented. Um, let me see, safe.
It was safe 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I took this safe 5.1,
Okay.
which it wasn't. It wasn't tough, but it was a little tricky.
Yeah.
Um,
Safe has been notoriously known for formatting their questions like the PMP. So if you're familiar with PMP question, what
and now I'll show the people safe.
and safe is it's a technology certification, guys. That's what field that certification would be applicable.
All right. Yes, this is in IT technology type um, fields. A lot of project teams who may be doing waterfall, which is a very old antiquated system. I mean methodology, and you have Scrum Alliance Agile, which is one that I had before in in the Scrum Master certification for safe. I mean for Scrum Alliance,
Yeah, I have that too.
and then you have Safe for Teams, which is Safe 5.1. They actually have other. This is a practitioner certification that I have, like the basic level. Then you have like the PO, PM. You have Scrum Master. You have the release engineer certification,
Hmm.
and I think it's two other ones, like a coach, I believe. So, um, yes,
Well, congratulations on that. I know you were stressing a little bit about it, so I'm sure you're glad, especially before you take the big Puerto Rico trip tomorrow, that you've got that off your plate, so you can focus on some other things.
oh yes, I have other things actually tied to that project where I got this. Why I was pushed to get this project. Project I'm working in is in a safe environment, which I didn't know anything about safe. So, um, still agile, but it's different terminology,
Yeah,
different just different concepts.
yeah,
So, yeah, so that's pretty much all we have for housekeeping. And next, we're going to go to job alerts.
yeah.
Tiffany has done her homework.
Yeah, so I kind of want to piggyback off our last show. We had a young man on named Dries who's not been a remote worker. So he was a perfect, segue to this remote jobs alert, because we talked about a few things. One thing we talked about was transferable skills. So we don't want to give the impression that tech is the only field in which you can become a resource or a remote worker. So for the instance of Dries, he didn't have a tech background. So we talked about some of the other skills that he had and how they could be transferable to remote roles. So I kind of wanted to piggyback off of some of that information and kind of give you guys the name of the places that offer remote jobs right now, and the different kind of roles that they offer, and how you can use some of your transferable skills to land some of these roles. Now, being that he was new to remote work, and maybe you're new to remote work, and you're not quite sure how you could support yourself in landing a big remote job, I have one recommendation for you, and that's kind of think about how you can make the money that you need in order to live. So how much you need in, how much your mortgage is, or how much your rent is, how much you need for food each month, and come up with that budget. So, say for instance, all of your bills come to $1,800 a month. That's your and that's kind of low, but I'm just using it as an example. Then you have to figure out how can you make at least $1,800 a month remote, and you can start looking at some of these roles and do it on a part-time basis. The great thing about being remote is that you have the flexibility in some of these roles to create your own schedule. So places like Mod Squad, it's a US based company. They're looking for US based moderators, and they focus on forums and social media. And they also do customer support. So because it's freelance, you can do it at any time of the day. There's places like Clickworker. This place looks for independent contractors. You do short tasks. So if you're good at text creation, or you're good at creating categories or copy editing, if you're doing surveys or research or maybe even proofreading, this will be a great place for you to put your information out there and become an independent contractor. Um, if you're interested in being a virtual assistant, there's tons of places that are looking for virtual assistants that you just, again, you work anytime. You can make between $13 and $17 at Byron as a virtual assistant. So just little things like that. If you're not a person who likes the phone, you're like, listen, I don't want to talk on the phone. I've dealt with people in customer service, or maybe like you're like Adrian, who's worked in customer service, and the last thing you want to do is pick up the phone again. There are some remote jobs where there's no phone work at all, and again, you're looking at those flexible hours.
Yeah, you made me think about that drip. See, I could do it if it's just email based, you know, if I can
Yeah.
if it was just email based, but just talking on the phone with people, man, I can't do that no more, man.
Yeah, so places like Brainstorm, Force. It's a tech company, so but you can work from anywhere in the world, and you get to make your own schedule. And they are a great place if you're looking to use some of your transferable skills. So maybe you're in engineering, maybe you're doing content sales and marketing, or customer service again, design. Maybe you work in HR, or maybe you're an admin. This will be a great place where you're not doing any phone work at all, but you get to have that flexible schedule. DuckDuckGo is another tech company. You create your own schedule. They also looking for engineers. They work development, marketing, legal, or business operations. One
Mm.
of my favorite is those of you who are from have an education background. There are a ton of resources looking for most of our online learning has most of our learning has been online now, with all of the COVID stuff and the schools closing and opening. So you can be an online tutor for Course Hero. You can work anytime, and you can earn up to an extra $1,500 a month. Maybe you want to write lessons plans or curriculum designs, or maybe you want to help with homework, research and copywriting, or editing and reviewing. Study.com is another educational place where you can do educational type tasks and get paid for that. So um, I think those are ways you can kind of step your foot into remote work, maybe on your own schedule, on your own pace, and kind of use some of those transferable skills, build up your resume a little bit with some of these places before you apply to some of these larger remote jobs.
Yeah, I'm looking at this duck go right now, and see, too. I'm glad you brought up. Some people may think I can work if I find a remote job that I can work anywhere in the world. It has to be defined like how these are defined here,
Yes.
worldwide remote. Like they're letting you know that they are saying it is okay for you to work worldwide, because other companies will keep you in the continental US, such as where I'm at now, which is a government contract. So you have to be in the continental, well, not the continental United States, but any of the provinces of the United States is still fair game. So Puerto Rico is fair game.
Right. U.S. state, mainland or state or territory.
Right. So if other companies, I would probably have to get anywhere from legal involved, my director, manager, um, IT, depending on the country.
Yeah.
It's still in. Let's go into one of them because still they may have a disclaimer because they don't like Cuba, they don't like Iran. You can't work. I think there may be a disclaimer in there because a lot of those companies will still say worldwide except Cuba, Venezuela. You can't just
Yeah.
put in Venezuela. But um this is I'm sure a really good company to work for. I use DuckDuckGo quite often. Um this actually kind of impressed me myself um because okay, it says remote first, always. We've always been a fully distributed company with team members all over the world. We trust you to get your work done wherever, whenever. God, this, man, they need to put this on a T-shirt, man.
Yeah.
Um,
In other words, they're not going to micromanage you. They know that they are hiring capable adults. And if we give you an assignment, that you're going to do it.
ooh,
That's what they're saying. And
ooh,
if
look
you
at
don't, you
this
just
right
won't work
here.
there anymore.
Look at this right here. Commitment to personal growth. Every team member has an annual budget of 1250 USD to invest in their professional development.
There's your certifications, guys. Those of you who want to get into a remote work, get on a place like this. They're giving you money to get certifications. This is how you add meat and potatoes to your resume. This is how you do it without having to come out of your own pocket. Find roles at
hold
places
up,
like this
hold
that
up,
offer this.
hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Look at this here. Read this here. It says team members have the freedom and flexibility to organize their own work schedules. Man, I'm working after I come back from the club. I ain't got time for y'all right now, man. We want you to thrive both in and out the office. We trust you. Them words right there. We trust you. We trust you. That's beautiful, man.
Nobody sitting in a cubicle looking over your shoulder. No more um, requesting time off, putting your request in, hoping that it gets approved or that you can find somebody to cover your shift. This is a complete lifestyle change.
Hold up. I think I may have to look at this thing myself, man. I ain't no engineer, but y'all got any analyst roles in here? They
We,
talking. They talking my language, man.
we might be fighting for this.
They,
But look,
they
if you
got they
slow
got tons of jobs here. I mean,
Yeah, that's why I said I need you to slow down a little bit because I want people to see these are not, although this is a tech company, some of these roles, some of your skills transfer into these roles. Not all roles at tech companies are
whoa,
tech based. You've got marketing, you've got finance, you've got communications. So those of you who are looking to find these remote opportunities, take a look at what you actually do and take those skills and figure out how you can transfer into one of these roles. And the easy way to do that is going to these websites, looking at a role that sounds like something you might be interested in, looking at the job description and determining what transferable skills do I have that might make me a great match for this role. Then you update your resume to, somewhat to what they're looking for, and then you submit it.
you bring me to something really good that I want to that I've been real passionate about the last couple of weeks. You got me thinking about it now, and I'm gonna let you get back to your job because we got more
Okay,
job to talk about.
sure.
But this is a great little segue here to talk about matching your skills to what you're currently doing. Because I brought up to Tiffany that a certain Instagrammer was doing like reels and stuff and saying, "Hey, um, don't take that worthless job or that job that's not paying you or accepting you for who you are. You can be a product manager." in IT. I said, okay, that's interesting. So I seen another one she had. I have an African American Studies degree from X. She showed a little degree, and I said I something and I became a product manager. It's not that easy, man.
No.
It's not that easy. It's not that easy, man. Especially in IT, being an IT product manager. And I wanted to talk to her so like I just wanted to just man, why are you misleading people? Like you can't say a person who been at Sprint on the phones. Thank you for calling dedicated support. This is Adrian. Such and such and such. Do you need a safe? Do you want to renew your contract? I see room. You can't go from that and go to product manager. You can't
Yeah.
go from that and go to IT. You can go and be a QA. You can go in and start at QA, being a quality
Quality assurance. Yeah.
working with project teams and checking the quality of that product. Or you can
Help
be a
desk. You could
coordinator.
be help desk. Yeah.
You can
Coordinator,
be
help
help
desk.
desk. You
Yeah.
can start at the. You can. Those are that's transferable. A product owner is almost like saying you can do open heart surgery. You can go from the cubicle to being a doctor because it's is you have to know a lot of components. You have to know what your QA people are doing. You have to know what your developers doing. You have to know what your client wants. You you have to know the system in and out.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of the person who says, "I know how to change my own oil," but now I can go and rebuild that person, that YouTuber or that creator said, well, now you're a full mechanic and you can rebuild an engine from the bottom up. No, it's, there's so many
Yes,
components that you have to know. Just because you know how to change the oil does not mean, which is one component of that industry, does not mean that you can go in and get hired on and start rebuilding engines. There's a lot of things you need to know and understand. A lot of, a lot of roles you need to understand who does what, because it's more than just I'm doing it alone. The product owner actually doesn't do any development. The product owner doesn't even, uh, you know, doesn't have anything hands on to do with that. So it was a terrible uh, use of platform to
y-
encourage people to kind of jump into product management like it's just like jumping into the pool. It's not that easy.
no, it's not that easy. You have it's that's just the high level. You got to get deeper into like the methodologies. You have to most of the time you have to know you have to at least know waterfall. You have to
Well,
know the concept of waterfall.
I mean, and what about knowing how to build relationships with people and how to maintain those relationships and, handling stakeholders and managing expectations and,
Yes,
dealing with the operations side and, knowing the lingo, just the language alone, would
yes,
be, and we're not saying it's not possible, because obviously she's done something to become a product owner. What we're saying is, let's be realistic about the information you're giving others, on how you can get in, which is why Adrian and I are very adamant about doing some research and giving you real world examples of how you can get into some of these roles, and especially if it's tech related, because both of us are in tech. But outside of that, we want you to be realistic so that when you go to apply for these jobs, you're looking at what you actually know, what you need to know, and combining those into usable, sellable, assets that will make you a viable candidate to get the interview. That's just to get the interview. We
right,
haven't even gone into what it's going to take to actually land the job. But yeah, just to get you, to get you the call back.
right. And I don't want to set you up for failure. That's my biggest thing. I don't want to set you up for failure. And I'm gonna be honest with you. If I don't think you're cut out for certain roles in IT, like I had a friend of mine that said he wanted to be a developer because you got these little code boot camps like
Hmm.
do 6 months and learn Python. JavaScript, and get the
Sequel.
best equal, get a six-figure paying job, just like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, it's two things. One, that could be true, but that sometimes that's not the case. And
Yeah.
two, it all depends about personality. Developers are they're different people. Developers are just different people. I have a team of uh about 10 developers. They very introvert people. They don't talk, they don't say nothing. They're very just blah blah blah, but they can code their ass off. I know once that pipeline needs to be worked, the optimization needs to be done on that pipeline. A node drops, um, some type of synchronization is not working. I know they can get it, but to get
Yeah.
them to come in a meeting and start talking and or may talk to the customer for me or the client, man, they don't know what to say. Like, well, Adrian, I can tell them. No, you can't tell them that, man. Like, okay,
Yeah. What I find is that developers are excellent on, here's where I'm at, here's where I need to go. Tell me 3 possible ways to get there, and not only that, what pitfalls I might come across on my way there. And they can do it off the top of their head. They can just tell you, "Nope, this is what we need to do. Yep, we can do this. I also suggest this. This is another route we can go." They're just great, and they have that mind to be able, to do that. So, yeah, absolutely.
yeah. So, I told him that that wasn't it, and kind of pivot him another direction. Another one was recently, where I was telling you the guy who worked, and I'm trying to get him on the show. Um, he works at Comcast, and he works in like the network. He understands like how the connections and the signal works, and I think he may be internal or he may be outternal. He may work in the van or he may work at the office, but he understands the network and how a server talks to a box and just that basic technology. And so he wants to do engineering, network engineering. And I said, I can dig with that. I can dig that. You
Yeah.
know, you're just gonna have to learn the platforms. It would be nice if you get a certification.
Mhm.
But there's a lot of platforms that you can get up under ServiceNow, AWS, um, Twilio. Um, there's other all kind of platforms that use networking, but you need to know how to talk the talk.
Yeah.
That's the main thing because nobody's going to train you these days. That's the hardest part of getting in IT. Like before, our parents was young, they used to uh, get a 2 month, 90-day training or whatever, and like, nah, you got to know your stuff from the door.
Yeah,
So
but I will say this, if you're a recent grad or you, know a recent grad, consulting firms like Deloitte, are still, offering, I think Accenture is as well, and I know that NTT Data offers it as well. They're still offering, they're typically graduate programs where they kinda groom you to be a consultant.
mhm,
And that's where you kind of go and find out what kind of consultant you can be, whether it's going to be financial or sales and distribution, or maybe you're going to be a data science person or whatever. They're still teaching you the consulting side of um, IT, where they send you out to client sites for various consulting projects. So
mhm,
there's still an opportunity for recent grads. I think, I don't know if most of them have age group or age limits, but typically it's marketed to recent grads. I actually have a recent grad that I've been talking to in the last couple of weeks that I, gave information for, I think, Deloitte, Accenture, and NTT Data to kind of get in their graduate program for consulting. That's always a great start for someone fresh out of college who wants to get their feet wet in IT. Obviously, there's going to be some kind of stipulations because you're hired on, and I think there's like a 2-year program or a year with them or 2 years with them. And then but they train you on consulting, what it means to be a consultant, what it means to work on a project, what a project team looks like, working with the client, being on site, traveling. They go through kind of this whole boot camp program for these guys. So yeah, if you're a recent grad or you're looking to get into tech in that capacity, that's also a possibility.
Yes. Yeah, they ain't just telling you you can just come in and be a product manager.
No,
But they have co-ops too. A
yeah,
lot of companies have co-ops.
that's
Um,
actually how I got my current contract. Is I was finishing my bachelor's degree, and was contacted by a recruiter about a tech opportunity, and talked to them. And in the midst of having a conversation with them about coming aboard, I inquired about um, using it as a co-op, and they were thrilled with the idea that it would be a co-op for me. So I got paid my normal
mhm.
salary, plus was able to use those hours that I worked. I think it was 120 hours I had to have, and to get certain number of credit hours, and that's actually how I graduated a semester earlier than I was slated to graduate. So
Hold up, for the place you at now?
yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
yep, yep, and
Interesting.
that happened during the interview process. I kind of mentioned, and we haven't done a show about interviewing, and I'm a different kind of interviewer. I'm gonna let you guys know that now. I'm at a stage in my career in my life where I'm determined to build the life that I want for myself, and so I'm very transparent when it comes to what I want and what I don't want, and it being a good fit for me and versus me being a good fit for them. And so one of the things I told them is I was finishing my bachelor's degree. I wouldn't be graduating until May of 2021. And therefore, I didn't want to work 50 hours a week and try to do schoolwork at night. So I needed to have a great balance so that I could complete my degree. And I would prefer a place that's going to allow me to get those co op hours. I don't want to have to do a co op on top of that. And they were like,
You know what? I think I do remember this.
we absolutely want you to co-op with us, and we would do whatever paperwork we need to sign to make sure that happens, and that's kind of how it went.
I think I do remember something about the hours now. But yes, yes, that is some good stuff. I'm sorry I broke up your job alerts here and
No, you're fine. It's a great segue. So I just talked about building the life that you want. And one of the benefits of working remote is finding these, Adrian just showed a great company with DuckDuckGo, but there are other options. So I have a list of 5 places if you're interested in working and having unlimited time off. Now, each place has a different definition of unlimited paid time off. And they, I'm sure, have parameters surrounding that. But, take the time to do your own research. I think, Adrian, if you don't mind, I would love for you to pull up NAC, which is KNACK.
well, sure.
This was one of my favorite that I've looked at. They're very transparent about what they define as unlimited vacation.
Mm, I like that
They
first one.
actually built their foundation of their program, of their job on remote
Mm.
working. So this is not a place that had to convert because of COVID. This is a place that started off as a remote, workplace. So obviously, this
Uh
is going to
oh.
give
Uh
you the
oh.
Go ahead.
I see a brother. I see a brother right now. Oh shoot! That equal opportunity.
So yeah, this is they offer unlimited vacation. It's paid. If you're interested in a role like at this company, they've got plenty of stuff open. They talk a little bit about their culture, their methodology behind their culture. Um, of course, they're going to talk about their founders and some of the roles they have available. But yeah, building the life you want means you don't work 100% of the time. A lot of us spend 50 to 60 hours a week working. Um, and this place is saying, we want you to take your time off. We want you to take care of yourself. I think that's awesome to have that option, especially if you have families. Um, if you have a passion for travel, like Adrian does, and myself, or you've got a passion for something else, this affords you the time to do it without, again, having to request off, having to ask for
Mhm.
coverage and all of that. They're giving you a work environment that supports your personal goals.
They got the learning credits too.
Great.
Uh, um, we got the paid corporate retreats. That's none of your stuff that you like. You ain't got none of that stuff. Um,
Another one of my favorites is Zapier.
Zapier. Yeah, I got Zapier here.
Again,
Can,
unlimited vacation time.
you can see Zapier here.
Yep. No, that's still knock.
Oh, let's see. Zapier. Mm-hmm.
So
Zapier.
this is a tech company. But again, we're tech companies don't always mean you'll be doing tech. A lot of these places have transferable skills. They always have HR. There's always need for marketing, sales. Um, you know,
Mm. Trying to see if I can find the careers. Shit, gonna be out of
there's jobs right there. Yeah. This is
Um,
one of those places where you can work from anywhere. And they mentioned they're hiring. So you've got some accounting and finance, business operations. Again, guys, if you are working in these fields already, here is a fantastic opportunity for you to be remote with a place that has unlimited PTO, unlimited vacation. It's got some marketing, operations, how they run the business. If you're working in run the business or you're working on the people side, um, you know, if you're working customer service, you do support. These are great.
they're gonna have product manager.
Yep, but it looks like there's entry level, mid level, and some, higher level positions available. So um, this is a great opportunity for someone looking to change their lifestyle.
Mm-hmm. Their guide to remote work. Let's look at their guide to remote work. Company of over 300 remote employees in 17 time zones. Oh man, this is it.
Yeah, finding a company that supports how you want to build your life is key to becoming a happy remote worker. Um, there are a lot of unhappy remote workers. They
Mm-hmm.
don't like where they're at. They don't like how they're treated. They don't like that they don't get enough time off. They don't like um, the work that they're actually doing. Here's a place where you can kind of check off at least
Yeah,
three things off your box. You might not like the work you're doing, but at least you get some great benefits on the side.
yeah. And because of the pandemic, a lot of people have been, you know, forced to be remote workers.
Yeah,
So I have a few friends like that. I mean, it depends on the situation. If their home is very comfortable to them, it may make it a little better for them. But if the job is already terrible, you know, it's just
yeah,
gonna be terrible regardless of where you're at.
exactly.
So,
And obviously, this show is going to be catered to those who want to explore remote working. Maybe they're not remote now, um, or they're recently remote and have decided that they don't like the company that they're at and they're just looking for other opportunities. We are still a great resource for that. I think we should make job alerts a weekly segment, even if it's one or two jobs. What do you think about that?
yeah, yeah. It's funny. We just was talking about this. How to work at a coffee shop like a pro. Those are one, know your. This is the topics that we can talk about actually.
Yeah, I mean, coffee shops,
Know your
restaurants,
cafe.
cafes are one of my favorite, ooh, especially if they have great food. Cafes are amazing.
Um,
And
three.
there's a lot of co-working places that you can now go for the day or rent for a few hours. You can get a monthly pass or a weekly pass. So you don't necessarily have to work from home, you guys. I know we're in a panorama still, but a lot of places have opened up and allow you to work from remote, from different locations. So
Mm-hmm. I know y'all ready to work from home, man. Y'all work remote or something. Know y'all tired of driving in that traffic. I had ooh, I had Delta Airlines hit me up, and they was trying to bring that money out too, and they said work, in the office. I said, nah, that's all right.
yeah,
I can't do it, even though I want to work for Delta. I can My work remote status cannot be bought.
yeah,
It
me, I'm the
can't.
same.
It can't
Um,
be bought.
I'll give another resource as well, and this is a great app that I have. Two great apps. One is Day Use, and the other is Resort Pass. I've actually used Resort Pass twice while traveling, but I could use it in my hometown as well. And basically, you're renting a hotel room for the day. So if you live in Florida, this will be fantastic for you because you get use of the entire facility for a price. So maybe it's 59.99, maybe it's 69.99, but you get use of all the facilities and you get a room included to do your remote work. So you can use the gym, you can use the pool, you can use, the outdoor area. And it's a great way if you don't want to work from home to get a little bit of an escape and as well as, get your work done. So um, they have co-working locations, but um, most of the time it's a hotel or a resort if you're out of the country. Some hotels here, I think the Gaylord in the U.S. is one of those resort type hotels that would be a great fit for a day use or a resort pass. And you don't have to use that app just for working. I just use it for working, but you just think outside of the box when it comes to where you can work remote. Um, like we said, it doesn't always have to be at home. It doesn't always have to be a coffee shop. It can be a cafe, it can be a co-working space, it can be at a hotel resort, it could be wherever. That's the beauty of being a remote resource is that you can think about where do you want to work for the day.
Right, right, right. Um, yes, definitely. All good stuff. You had some more too. You had
Yeah, I've got some more.
what's
Octane AI offers unlimited paid time off. Sketch also offers unlimited time off. And Bright Sellers offers unlimited time
Okay.
off.
Yeah, let's go to Bright Sellers. The place I was like, what is this? Okay, share. Chrome. There we go. Bright Sellers. This is an interesting little concept here, which I was telling you earlier that looks like they like subscription based type wine or something.
Yeah, and I bet one of the perks of working there is a wine subscription. I mean, if you are a wine lover, what about getting as a perk for where you work a free wine subscription? I mean, how amazing would that be?
Richard Yao, the CEO. That's what I was telling you. Like they have the people as profile the in the job descriptions,
Yeah.
job names, labels.
Yeah, so lots of opportunity. We've shown you guys some tech companies. We've shown you, here is a wine subscription service. So there's lots of areas in which you can kind of dabble in. Um, my advice, find an interest of yours and see if you can find a company that is aligned with that interest. Look and see what they remote positions they may have available.
Oh yes, this is the crew. I kind of like how they have the little people beside it.
Yeah, it's different. Make it more personal. You know who you're going to be working with when if you're applying for a role.
Right. Like, oh, they look like a cool bunch of people with plants and dogs.
Exactly.
Um, yeah. And we had I couldn't find Octane. I think was it Octane AI?
It was Octane AI. Yep, Octane AI.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find it. I found it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't sharing. I keep forgetting. Share. Touch me, share. Share screen.
So they're globally located and they're fully remote work teams. This is an e-commerce site. So
Yeah, I've
again, it's
seen.
tech. But they've got locations in Canada, US, Brazil, Nigeria, South Korea, Belarus, Spain,
Hmm.
Portland.
Spain, Serbia,
Hmm.
Poland, Belarus. Nice. Where's it? Oh, see open roles. Oh, they only have like two right now.
Yeah, some of these companies are going to be in higher demand because of the benefits that they offer, especially these global companies where you can work from anywhere. I mean, it's
Yeah.
some of them are going to be a little bit more competitive because once word gets out that these are great places to work that offer work from anywhere, we've a lot of people are packing up and traveling as much of the globe as they can while being paid here in the U.S. So um, some of these roles are going to be a little bit more competitive. Keep that in mind, but that's why it's important to understand your transferable skills, what you bring to the table, what they're looking for, how you can make that match to get yourself a high, candidacy rate, being chosen on a quick high rate.
Right, right, definitely. Um, those are all good things. All good companies. I didn't even know about a good bit of those. The DuckDuckGo, I've used that browser a lot. Um, so
Yeah, and I want to say that I want to thank one content creator on TikTok. Guys, if you
yeah,
are not on TikTok,
give the shout outs.
it's a new resource for job alerts. You can pretty much hashtag any career, or just hashtag remote jobs, and you'll get thousands of videos from creators who are either talking about remote jobs, offering remote jobs, giving you advice about remote work, or showing you about their day on what benefits they've are getting to appreciate um, being remote workers. And one of those creators is the at home woman, sorry, the work at home woman. That's at the work at home woman, all one word, on TikTok. She supplied a lot of these websites for remote work. And I just want to give her a huge shout out because she saved me some research time this morning and this afternoon. And she's a great source of information on finding remote jobs. So make sure if you're on TikTok that you have the opportunity to follow her.
It's the work at home
The work at home woman.
woman. Okay.
Yep.
I don't think I can get that TikTok.
So she posts links for entry level jobs, IT, tech jobs, pretty much anything that's remote, she's going to be a great resource for you guys on TikTok. So if you're not using TikTok or if you've not joined TikTok, I would suggest that you create a profile just to follow some of these great remote content creators. And I will be sure to tag and bring more content creators who provide some great useful information um, each show.
Right. Oh yeah, I have her here. I think. Oh yeah, this is. Let me see. I didn't know if I can get TikTok on my desktop, but I guess I can.
Looking for a work from home job that doesn't require phone work? I got you covered. At ETS, you can work from home scoring test papers. At 99 Social, you can work on virtual assistant tasks that revolve around social media. At testing time, you can get paid to test websites. Belay hires freelance bookkeepers, social media marketers, and virtual executive assistants. Kaplan hires a wide variety of educators, and they also hire professionals in engineering, marketing, and product development. At Transcribe Me, you can work on transcription and translation jobs. For more work from home jobs that don't require any phone work, head on over to theworkathomewoman.com.
Awesome.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll highlight some more of those content creators who are
Looking for a work
offering
from home job that
valuable
doesn't require phone work? I got you covered.
valuable information for those who are seeking to land their first remote job, change their job, or just, makes extra income. Um, Being remote, also one of the benefits that we haven't talked about that I like to cover in the last minute is the ability to work more than one job and have additional income. Adrian, you want to talk a second about that?
I want to first give a shout out to Mocha Bella. What's going on?
Hey, Mocha.
Yes. For people that don't know, my two live stew name is we have these alias names. Eddie Mo 2.0 is my little alias name. Long story on that, but I'll say that for the next for the next show. You were saying working two remote jobs. Yes, you can work two remote jobs. You may not have a life, but you can do it. If you have good time management, organized, and you know, prioritize, you can do it. But it is a struggle.
Yeah,
But
it's
you
not
know,
going to be easy, but maybe you can work two part times if you just don't want to work full time at one. But it's a great way to stack some savings. COVID's been kind of difficult for everyone financially. So it's a great, if you've got some events coming up 6 to 9 months out, it's a great opportunity for you maybe do a customer service on top or something of that nature where you can make us a little extra income. I gave you guys some resources earlier where you can do it on your own time. You don't have to do it right after your work day or during your work day. You can do it just on the weekends and maybe do it 4 hours on Saturday and 4 hours on Sunday, and make some additional income. So that's the wonderful thing about working remote is you get to, again, build the lifestyle that you want for yourself.
yes, when you have a true remote job, such as those ones where they say you can build your own schedule, that's major. That is major. That's where you can work another contract. You know, um, so it's very interesting. I hope you all have learned a lot. I thank you all for tuning in. If you have not subscribed, you definitely need to subscribe. We are giving this fire content. We're trying to put some extra money in your pocket and have you to travel and do whatever, tend to the kids or
Go
whatever.
back to college,
Go back to college, just do
start that
whatever.
career, whatever, start a business, whatever you want.
Yes, start a business on the side while you're working remotely. You can do it's unbelievable the things you can get done while working remote.
Yeah.
So we are at the hour. I appreciate you, Tiff, with the jobs. My wonderful subscribers that came in and said hi and what's up, what's good.
Thank you, everyone.
We appreciate you, and we will see you on the next live. So I'm gone.
Enjoy Puerto Rico, bro.
Yes, yes. I may pop up. We may pop up on y'all in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. All right. Take care.
All right.
Ciao. Bye.
Bye. Adios.
Adios, señorita.